Man United 6, Leeds United 2. So much expectancy on the game. We expected a tough game today. And it wasn't. Well, it was in some ways. But it could have been, that could have been about 15-5. It was such a crazy game, but what a win today.
It was mad. Like, even when we were 4-1 up, I was still nervous. Like, that's the kind of game that Leeds play. Like, the amount of space they're leaving behind, it was kind of made for us in a way. So trying to not get too happy about it, but you cannot be happy. We've just beat a team 6-2. We've scored 2 goals within the first 5 minutes at Old Trafford. We never start quickly. We started quickly. And I think them goals really helped us with the game. I mean, it just set us off. And Scott McTominay, he's had a new haircut and he's a new player. It's the best I've ever seen him play for us. It was a great performance, and I'm buzzing about it. And I think we've gone 3rd in the table now, and we've still got that game in hand, so it's good.
Yeah, 3rd in the table, 5 points behind top. But tough games to come up, consecutive games in the league with Leicester and Wolves, difficult games, but we'll talk about that. How impressive, let's talk about McTominay, because he is a player who, I don't want to say divides opinion, but people know what his attributes are, but people doubt sometimes whether he should be a starter or the way he uses the ball and stuff like that. But for you, how well did he do today?
I thought he played absolutely amazing. His overall game today, it wasn't even just his goals, were great. I've been critical of McTominay because I do think he has played like he's more of a squad player for us. His passing's usually very off, and he doesn't give that bit of creativity. He doesn't always move the ball quick enough for me, but today he moved the ball quickly, straight into space. He ran with the ball very well. Both of his goals, the first one was an absolute wonder strike, and the second one, he took it so well, so composed. His passion is amazing. Obviously, what you need, his leadership on there, pointing to players, moving balls between the lines, interchanging really nicely in the midfield with different players. I thought he played great, and he was instrumental for us today. The amount of times he carried that ball through midfield and created space for other players was great.
He was spot on, and I definitely was really proud of his performance today. Dan James was another one today. That was probably the biggest eyebrow raiser. Be honest, what was your reaction to seeing him in the starting lineup, and how did you think he played today?
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't actually that shocked. Personally, I wouldn't. I said to him, my dad, I feel like, why has he not played Greenwood? Because he's also pacey, and he probably offers a little bit more on the ball. But to be fair to Dan James, he had quite a good game. His work rate was great. His running was great. And people say you can't just run, obviously, and play for United, but he got a finish in there. Some of his decisions still for me are a little bit off, like when he runs with the ball, not passing it and running too far, and his decision making still off. But what do you expect? He's not had much game time. And I'm just so happy for him that he's got that goal, because you could see what it meant to him. All the players congratulating about it. And I think he deserved it for the effort he put in today. I mean, he's not been picked for how long, and he comes into the team, puts in a really hard graft today. I mean, I don't know if it was Ollie putting him in the shot window for Leeds, but it was a good game for him. And that's what you want to see. You want to see all of your players, even the players that aren't really starting 11s. You want to see him doing well, because it's just good for the squad. And to be fair to Ollie, you got it spot on. He's keeping everyone involved. Everyone feels like they're part of it, and it worked really well tactically. You've rested a few players, and he had some great runs through that midfield in the space, and his pace really helped us today.
Yeah, I mean, that leads into the next question, really, which is Ollie, because it was a big gamble for him to play Dan James today. Not because we know what some of Dan James's limitations are, because we also know what his attributes are, but more so because he hasn't even been playing. He hasn't been playing for quite a while in the Premier League, at least. But on Ollie, brought in McTominay and Fred and Luke Shaw, who he rested against Sheffield United. Remember when you were saying about Donny van der Beek? Do you reckon?
Oh, yeah, you said, I don't think you were right.
There you go. And I was saying who definitely would come in, and that we saw that straight away. Is that credit to Ollie for not just the game management against Sheffield United or team selection, but also with team selection with this and another stat, I don't know if you saw, is that we ran just as far as them.
Yeah, seen that.
So you could see Ollie's thinking there. How much credit does Ollie deserve?
Ollie deserves a lot of credit. I mean, he gets enough stick as it is. I mean, we're 3rd in the league. He's not really been backed that well in the summer. We started very poorly. He's turned it around. We knew today that we needed to we needed to beat Leeds, not just because for our league campaign, they're our rivals and it's a home game and our home form has been very poor. And we put that to bed today. Scoring so quickly and getting on the front foot quickly was a big bonus for us, especially at home. And his team selection was spot on. People are saying about McFred starting in the midfield. I actually think they're very important to our team. The work rate of them and the way that they can use their energy, it gives us like an extra lift in the midfield, and it allows all the forwards to have more time on the ball, have more space in behind because of the work rate they're putting in. And I thought that they played great in the midfield, and that was where we kind of won the game for me in a way, by their work rate in that midfield. And McTominay's game, I mean, Bruno, surely he's got to be one of the best players in the league at the moment. His play off the ball,
brilliant.
His passes, you see him, and sometimes the easy ball's on, and he picks out that pass that you don't see it until he does it. And I don't know where we'd be without him, but everything's starting to come together now, and I just hope we can keep building on it, and it's not just in one of them where we win a few, lose a few. We've got to keep going into games this way with this mentality, and you can see everyone's getting a lot more confident now. And the only thing that we've got to worry about is defensively, we're still a little bit shaky, making that mistake off a corner again. It wasn't nice to see, but offensively, we were absolutely amazing today. Yeah,
no, we was. Who was your man of the match and why?
It's gonna be McTominay, because I just thought he deserves it with his everything he did. But Martial gets a bit of a shout out. His runs off the ball today were absolutely superb, and his vision to pass, even though he's a number 9, is great. I think he's got one of the best footballing IQs I've seen in a player. Genuinely, his IQ's great. He just needs to get his shooting boots on. But yeah, I'm going to go with McTominay, man of the match.
Brilliant. Wednesday, I think it is. Carabao Cup, probably ringing a few changes, because then we've got a very, very tough game on Boxing Day away to Leicester. And then after that, we've got Wolves. So very difficult. If we want to keep pace, we've got to keep winning. So yeah, I'll see you then.
See you then.
Nice one.